Hey guys, so today was a pretty beautiful day if you were patient. And exactly like what I told you guys what happened today happened. Well, yes, sort of. I'm gonna explain it to you what happened and what we should have looked for today, right? So today we did if you go back to yesterday's video, I said if we open higher, right, it would be more likely we would bounce off this orange, right? However, the market wanted to have a deeper retracement down, which is fine as well, right? Um, Kind of unexpected, but fine as well, right? We're ready for both moves. But so what we could have done here is take this move up as well, right? Um, as the market was going higher, right? There was some microstructure entries that I'll show you, as well as knowing that the market will have to retrace, right, and grab the liquidity off of orange, right, and then push up, right? So those two scenarios, right? I was looking for that move down, and I did catch that move down, right? And then the break of here as well, right? You can see how we built that liquidity. Um, After we dropped down all the way to the white and the purple, right, we built that liquidity, right, and then we had that final drop right here as well, right? So that's basically the two big trades to look out for today, that I looked out for today, right, and I took, right. And it was pretty easy knowing because you have that support algo right here, right, and you can see every time we bounce off, right? So we just have to build that enough risk to reward where it is viable to take the trade down, right? To take the trade down with the strong red selling, right? So yeah, and to take basically to look at longs, right? For example, right, you want to wait for the cup, right, and then the handle, which I guess we ran out of time in the day, right? But essentially, we're gonna wait for the break of blue again. If we are headed up, I'm gonna show it to you guys, right? So if we are headed up, right, we are tapering here, but let's see what happens tomorrow, right? We're gonna have to close this cup here, right? Um, Form that handle off of a microstructure of a blue again, right? And then close this cup at this 461 level, right? And then have some sort of microstructure again, right? Um, right? Right? And we need that, and then make newer highs, right? Um, but that's what to look out for if we are headed up. But again, if we are headed down, right, we are building that pretty good liquidity at the end of the day today, right? So if we do want to drop, we could actually we want to wait for another inverse cup close, right? This is a pretty tough area where there's a lot of support, tapering, right? So you want to wait for another cup to close, inverse cup to close, right? And then possibly take it off the handle, right, off of orange, right? Could take it off of orange, right? And then again, ultimately you want this cup at inverse cup at 555, 556 to close, right? Right here, and then take it off of a handle right here, right? Right? So that's the play that we want to look for. So there is so much time you can wait to short this, right? You don't have to really like be aggressive here. There's so many opportunities coming, right? But today I want to show you the intraday, right? This is a bit, but I hope you guys will get it right. How we were opening higher, right? This is basically off of orange, right? So we are going up in the strong green buying, right? You can see that we are in that algo, right? And one entry was around here, right? You see this inverse head and shoulder, right? And the break of purple right here, right? Perfect entry right here. And then you could have also added on to this entry right here at this break of this purple right here as well, right? And then another break right here of this purple, and then you realize we run out of continuation, right? And then now we're basically gonna retrace back down to what my first take profit was at this orange, right? That's where I believe we would have got the support and bounced off, right? But the market did want to dig deeper, which is fine. And I did find the entry off of this inverse cup handle, and I did take this trade down as well. But I did protect most of here, right? But to take this short right here, right, you have this green, right? You can notice this double top right here, um, and then break of green, and then we had this strong selling red, right? We usually would have grabbed liquidity off of blue or white right here, right? But we just were in that strong selling, right? And that's fine. Even if you didn't catch that trade, right? So what ultimately we did was we completed this inverse cup, right? Now we're looking at this handles, right? And you can see how we're um, bouncing off of orange, right? And then here we actually formed a head and shoulder, right, off of orange, and then the break right here, which is another good trade. And then you have to know to protect, um, where to protect and how to protect by looking at the 5 minute right here. You can see this was a clear support zone with the blue algo, right? You can see this blue right clearly here, and you can see the blue here as well, right, along with this purple right here, right? So you know to protect there, and if we were headed down, you know we have to build more liquidity, and which is exactly what the market did right here, right? So you can see how we're between this orange, right? And you cannot be long here until we at least complete some sort of cup, right? And then the possible handle, right? And then we didn't complete that, so you should not be in longs, unless, for example, if you got like a structure off of purple, right here, but I wasn't really looking for longs because so shorts, right? So ultimately what this liquidity build was, we actually wanted to wait for another inverse cup to close, right? And it did close, and then we are looking at handles here, and then we closed another one right here, right? Then the handles keep coming, right? You can see the handles, right? And then we also formed this big overall pattern, right? This left shoulder, head, and then this right shoulder, right? And then we had a double top here as well, and then the break of orange right here, right? So far, 4 trades if you went longs in here, right? Um, 4 trades so far, four freaking good trades, right? If you notice this head and shoulder pattern right here, right? And then again, I'm not looking for longs till at least a solid structure of basically a cup, right? And then a handle, right? So you should not be in longs until a confirmation, right? And then you notice how we're in this tapering. We're tapering off of blue, right? And we don't really have that strong selling at all. So I did call it a day around here actually. So then I went to UPS law, so I could have a package to return. And actually, I'm going to Georgia tonight, so, or tomorrow morning, early morning. So I have to run some errands, right? But again, like 4 trades today, very good trades. If you played the structure well, if you played everything well, if you understood the structure, right? And if you understood the orange algo as well, orange and the white algo were very crucial today. And if you notice how the price was tapering within the orange, you just have to wait for the better risk to reward, because you see how we are fighting against the algos here between the purple, whatnot, right? So if you just waited for a good risk to reward where we have this left head and this right shoulder, right? And then it created enough liquidity for the strong selling, right? So that's what you should also look for, right? Liquidity build. If you're in this always like choppy session, wait for liquidity to build and wait for some structure to build on it, and then you can take the trade down, right? Because the market will not move down without sufficient liquidity, or if there's too many algos fighting with each other, right? Uh, Same thing here, right? Like you saw this left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and then on the right shoulder you see that double top, right? Which is amazing here. And I want to show you why. So you see how this left head, right shoulder, right? But we didn't get that right shoulder here as well, right? So that's why we didn't have that drop. And then you want to also wait for the white to break here, right? And then this is like another inverse cup on the head. There's so many microstructures. Like I can, like within this right shoulder, right? There's a inverse cup, right? Handles. Like there's so much going on here. And then you just have to wait. You could wait till at least the break of white here, break of orange, right? And if you at least notice this double top here, strong selling right here, right? And it's a perfect rejection off of purple as well. So that was one of my best entries actually, and this was a whole 1 point move, right? So it was pretty good today, like quick moves today. Today for scalpers were probably the best, right? If you scalp, it's pretty good. Yeah, so you have to be patient today. Wait for the right shoulders. Wait for enough liquidity to build, and then you get those dips, right? Um, which is actually pretty cool. Um, and yeah, so that's today. And again, if we are again, I want to show you to you guys, right? Wait for a cup close tomorrow at 560. If we are headed up off a handle, right? Um, then target these highs up here, right? Um, but if you are headed down, right, like I said, you should honestly wait for another inverse cup to close. There's a lot of tapering algo right here, right? So you wanna, especially with this blue, right? Unless we open lower tomorrow, right? I hope we open lower tomorrow and then have some type of retracement, right? But the safest trade is to wait for shorts that are after this 555 level. So around 3 more points, just let it drop, right? You can take it off of here, right? Would be the perfect way. And yeah, so you just have to pay attention to that. And yeah, have a great rest of the day. See you guys tomorrow. Hopefully I make it travel safe and I make it there in time and I can get a video out tomorrow. Okay guys, see you.